Making some personal reflections on the life of our guardian, Shoghi Effendi, guardian of the Baha'i faith, appointed by Abdul Baha. He would address us at times as brothers, friends. And I take him at his word. So I look at him as a brother, friend. And this is a personal reflection. It's not any position of the Baha'i faith at all. I look at him as a cousin, my cousin Shoghi. He was a man. In fact, when he found out he was going to be the guardian, he had to go be away from everything for a couple of years while his sister, the greatest holy leaf, took care of everything. As I try to imagine what it was like, these are just imaginings what things were like to be Shoghi. And again, I've never met him. He died in 1957. I was a sophomore in high school at the time, so I was on the planet at the same time with him, but I wasn't a Baha'i at the time. I'd heard of the Baha'i faith. Some kids in the class too were Baha'is. Didn't know much about it. But he had to follow in the footsteps and take care of what his beloved grandfather, Abdul Baha, the center of the covenant, the exemplar for all Baha'is. And he loved his grandfather. Very devoted to him. Tremendous connection. So he had to feel, I would imagine, unworthy of following in those footsteps. I mean, he had the Bab, thousands, tens of thousands of people dying, giving their lives as martyrs. Baha'u'llah, more martyrs, descendant of manifestations of God. And I can only imagine that he was very aware of his humanity, that he was a man. I'm sure he knew his weaknesses and limitations as just a human being, that any normal human being has. If we look within ourselves, we all have that. We are all things human, and that applies to Shoghi. So he had to step in, and then his mother, his father, his whole family didn't accept that he was the guardian. There was an estrangement with them came over. It's not an easy undertaking. It was his full-time job, and what a magnificent job he did in terms of every detail, night and day, meeting with pilgrims and designing the gardens and sending out messages and encouraging people and meeting with people. I mean, it's all day long. He had inspirations of the Holy Spirit. Came from an absolutely amazing family. I mean, Baha'u'llah, Abdul Baha, Shoghi Effendi, the greatest holy leaf. I mean, amazing family. Just at the human level, what was achieved by this family. Amazing. World-changing, life-changing. I mean, of course, and also, I mean, Shoghi was brilliant. His writings are incredible. For me, the sentences require close study to understand it because he put so much in them. It's amazing. Very well-educated man. I believe he was at Oxford in England for a while. So here we have it. Shoghi Effendi, guardian of the Baha'i faith. Covenant breakers around, and his family not accepting the covenant, that he's the appointed guardian, and others. Really launching from the blueprint given by Baha'u'llah and Abdul Baha, the administrative order, and the continued blueprint given specifically by Abdul Baha as well, and carrying that out, obedient to what his grandfather wanted, So there's not devotion to God, and a devotion not only as a Baha'i to his grandfather, but a personal devotion, a very personal devotion to Grandpa. And he had the support of the greatest holy leaf. Abdu'l-Baha's sister. My personal response is love and gratitude. And amazement. Amazing. It's beyond actually my comprehension. What the faith expanded into all over the world, all the countries, islands, domains. He was part of having that going on. Well, so this is at a personal level, reflections of one man who never personally met another man, trying to put together some idea of his humanity and his station.